so much hotness in my birthday cakes.
Happy birthday, Angel.
Thank you, Angel Muffin.
Yeah, coming to you live from the gay Mecca in San Francisco today.
Woot. Yay. All right.
Yes.
Is there a show we might see?
No, it was last night. I was hosting the Lambda Legal Soiree. We raised a lot of money for lawsuits across this country to fight for our trans non-binary family and the LGBTQ family, and it was a good, successful night.
Hooray for you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So where else do you even start with the whole
Wheel of right-wing hypocrites?
One of the first things Ron DeSantis did as a congressman was vote against funds for Hurricane Sandy. There he is, begging for federal money yesterday. And it just, they don't seem to, they're just immune to those charges of hypocrisy, right?
I'm glad they can see the way a presidency works and that, Biden's helping them, even though Florida didn't necessarily vote for him. Although they did, because there's a lot of gerrymandering down in Florida, too.
Right. Yeah. But isn't it it's another perfect example of the way we govern and the way they govern. They are just petty and vindictive, and it gives you flashbacks to the Sharpie and the nuking a hurricane.
It does. At this point, as Ian passes through Florida, I wish everyone the best, but my heart goes out to anyone that's still in the path of Ron DeSantis, because I think that's going to be a bigger disaster at some point for some people.
Yeah. And also that he just used all this taxpayer money for this stupid stunt, this stupid, cruel stunt of shipping migrants to Martha's Vineyard. But yeah, anyway, so I obviously Travis and I are saying we feel terrible because we're political nerds and we want Trump going to prison news. But of course, our hearts do go out to everybody in Florida. It's just that's all the coverage there is right now. We were saying we missed an entirely other crime. We didn't even know that Donald Trump was being. Yeah.
For the fake video phone?
Some fake video phone fraud suit. Please, Dana, tell me.
It's hard to keep up at this point.
Yes. Please tell me you think justice is coming.
I actually do. I think he's going to go down for one of these, whether it's Letitia James or Fani Willis. I think black women are going to save our democracy like they have been for decades. And I'm just hoping that it happens sooner than later, because the whole family's in trouble at this point. I think they at least have a really good case against them, and I understand it's not federal criminal for New York right now, but there is the New York, the FDNY, as well as the federal government that can bring criminal charges against the family. So hopefully they do.
Yeah. We've been talking all morning too about just this party being how do you say it, Travis? Un-American, unpatriotic. Julia Davis reporting that Russian TV, of course, again is playing Tucker Carlson sound bites about, saying that, Biden probably blew up the oil pipeline. Charlie Kirk, right, has joined the club. Who else am I thinking of? The right-wing idiot. Anyway, raging against the U.S. government on his, whatever. Does he have a podcast? What does he have? Charlie, yes. He declared the military and intelligence community guilty until proven innocent of sabotaging the Nord Stream pipeline. Senator Coons, about this real quick.
The Secretary General of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, has called it sabotage. We don't have definitive intelligence information yet on what caused this subsea pipeline to rupture and to begin to leak methane up into the atmosphere. But it is likely that this is an act by Russia.
Yes, he went on to say.
I think that we've seen over and over Vladimir Putin use energy as a weapon against the West to try and undermine NATO's unity in the face of his brutal invasion of Ukraine. The fake sham referenda that they've been holding in Luhansk and Donetsk, the way that they've had to recruit for their army in prisons and by forcing people fleeing the country to return and to serve, demonstrates all the different ways in which his criminal invasion of Ukraine is intensely unpopular.
Yeah, but once again, Travis and I have been saying we've been reading Malcolm Nance's book. They're only anti-government, Dana, when Democrats are in charge, 100%. Right? Then they will line up with the worst dictators in the world as long as they think it hurts Biden. Or Democrats.
Not to mention, Trump has now said that he'll go to Ukraine for peace talks. He thinks that he can actually take care of peace talks between Ukraine and Russia.
Yes, by just giving Ukraine to Putin.
Because this wouldn't happen if he was president. But thanks for continually reminding us that you lost the election and you're actually not the president of the United States. We appreciate that.
Exactly. Okay, one more, Senator Coons.
I am, of course, concerned that Vladimir Putin is increasingly desperate as there are protests across Russia, as there are actions against military recruitment stations, and as hundreds of thousands of Russian men flee into Finland, Kazakhstan, Georgia to avoid a war that they don't support and in which they're not willing to serve. We should always take seriously his threats to use nuclear weapons, but frankly, we need to push back, as President Biden has, and make it clear that for him to do that would bring a swift and decisive response.